I've had this strange experience with music. I'll be listening to a song everyone says is great, and halfway through, I already know how it's going to end. Not just the structure, even the emotion, the release, the resolution. And the moment that happens, I'm out. The track is still playing, but I'm no longer in it. It's been a while since my last video. I've spent the past 2 years working on a new music project. I'll share more about that later, but today I want to talk about something I've been noticing about why sometimes the more complete a song feels, the less I connect with it. No big theory, just a small personal observation. But once I noticed this, I couldn't unhear it, because right next to those songs, there is this other kind of music. It might feel unstable, a little rough, sometimes the vocals crack. The rhythm isn't perfectly aligned, but I keep going back to it. Let me show you one. This is a BBC live version of Chris Craft by Pavement. I think I've probably listened to it 500 times. The album version is better recorded, but this live version, this is the one I keep going back to. At some point I realized maybe it's not about the style, it's a state, something you can't fully control. Like when you're listening, there's this slight uncertainty, like this music could still become something else. I gave that feeling a name, at least for myself. Wildness. I'm not even sure that's the right word, but at the time it made sense. To me, it meant don't please, don't get tamed, and be free. So I tried to make music like that, but I got stuck almost immediately because no matter what I did, distorting the guitar, breaking the structure, or pushing my voice to sound more uncontrolled, it all started to feel like I was just imitating something, not the thing itself, just the surface of it. Even that attitude, like, I'm just be myself. I don't care what anyone thinks. Looking back now, that also felt like a performance. So I went to see it for myself. I went to Africa, to the Serengeti. I wanted to see what the thing I'd been trying to imitate actually looks like. I used to think wildness meant always on the edge of something happening, always trying to prove something. But when I actually saw lions in the wild, it was the opposite. Most of the time, they were just resting, watching, and waiting. They were majestic, sure, but they were also careful. And there was something almost fragile about them. Our eyes met a few times. They weren't trying to impress me. They didn't even care I was there. And I started to realize maybe what I thought was wildness was wrong from the beginning. It's not constant intensity. It's something quieter than that. Something like the ability to hold back, to observe, and to choose, even within constraints. Later, I went back to those songs I couldn't resonate with, and I noticed something specific. They know exactly what they're doing. Every emotion is carefully placed. Every transition makes sense. Everything works. It's clear, efficient, and maybe that's a problem, because you don't need to feel it anymore. You just recognize it and move on. It's like a road you've driven 1,000 times. You are there, but you're not really there. Of course, not everything has to stop you, but the ones that stay with me usually do. For me, it's not that the music isn't good. It's that it's already finished. There's nothing left to discover. It reminds me of something else, those animals in controlled environments now. They're beautiful, approachable, but something's missing. The distance, the tension, and the sense that something could happen beyond you. But here's something that really unsettled me. Even after realizing all of this, I still couldn't create it. Because the moment a song is finished, it enters a system. It gets played, interpreted, labeled, and shared. Like a wild animal, once it's brought to the city, every move it makes is no longer just instinct. It's a decision. So when I was working on this album, it's called Lions in My Skull, just came out. I kept getting stuck on very small decisions, like, is the section too complete? Is the guitar tone too safe? Is this dissonance a mistake? Or is it the whole point? I'd sit on one tiny detail for a long time. Everything was technically ready to go, but something felt too easy, too predictable, like it had already been understood Take the last track on the album. It's called Pufferfish About to Pop. It's a bit different from the rest of the album. It's a song about death. I originally wrote 2 full choruses. They were smooth, emotional, the kind of thing you just know will work. But every time I heard them, something felt wrong. It felt like everything before that moment had just been explained away. So I deleted them. I didn't replace them with something better. I just left them like that. Just let things build for a while. And right before something was about to happen, I just stopped. And that feeling of not fully resolving things felt closer to what I meant by wildness. So after that, when every time the music could become smoother or more complete, I'd stop and ask, has this already been explained? I remember this one moment. On the first day of our safari tour, we were having lunch, a picnic in the wild. I asked the guide, there's no fence here, aren't you worried lions might come? They do, he said. And I was like, huh? Then he pointed to the bush behind me and said, there's probably a lion behind that bush. If she came out right now and saw all of us, she'd probably think, why are there so many people here? And then she'd just walk away. I didn't really understand it at the time, but later I thought, maybe she doesn't need to be understood. And maybe that's the same with music. The parts that stay with us are often the ones that were never fully resolved. Thanks for listening.